Vivian says she has some leaf clippings, don't mind Autumn crying for us, that she wants to propagate that she got today or yesterday. And I have some succulent leaf clippings from my mom's house that I need to propagate. And I also have my dragon fruit cacti that I need to propagate. So I've got some pots and soil so we can do all that fun stuff while she's here visiting. All right, Vivian, so you're gonna do some root cuttings on some leaves, huh?
Yep.
Tell us what you're gonna do and how it's done.
All right. Well, first you need a vase of room temp water. Any vase will do. Then you need a cutting. I took this off the front porch. And on most vines, not all. Ooh, focus. There we go. You'll see there's these nodes on the vines. That's where new roots / new growth is going to come from. So you can actually get several cuttings out of this one cutting. So I'm gonna cut right above each node. Not each, I'm gonna break it up into maybe 3 pieces. So then we got 3 pieces. And then we're just gonna stick her in the water enough so that the node is underwater. We're gonna do that with all 3 pieces. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna trim this bottom leaf off. Make it a little bit easier for it to sit in there. And we're just gonna stick these in there. This one. So now what we're left with is this. And that's it. Well, that's it for vines. So I'm gonna do this with another vine I have. This is a pothos vine. And you see the nodes on this are extremely growing. So I'm gonna get like 2 out of this one.
Rowan.
His name is Rowan. His name is Rowan.
My name is Rowan and I'm 3. And I'm 6.
Alright, so this is gonna be an interesting one.
1 plus 5 equals 6. Ben, how old are you?
I am 19.
So once you have them in the vase, how long before you start to see some roots, and what do you do once you do see some roots?
It depends on the plant, but up to like 3 months. You gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. It takes a few months for them to root.
And do you add anything special to the water?
You can add growth hormones, or even roll the stems in growth hormones. You don't have to, but it will help if you can get your hand on some. But if not, it's fine. They'll just take a while, and you are not guaranteed success. But once you start seeing roots, which you can see the pothos roots already, because they're pretty developed before we even put it in the water. So once you see roots, you can take it out, and you can, again, you can dip it in growth hormone just to help it root a little bit easier. You don't have to, and then you can just plant it in whatever soil medium you want, or whichever one matches the plant, and it'll start growing.
And then I see that you have these woody cuttings here. So
yes.
This is what we would call a woody cutting. And it's from the more wood-like section of the rosemary. Mm-hmm. And you see it's more brown at the base where the rooting is going to take place.
Yep. And it works exactly the same. Typically with woody cuttings, it does take a lot longer than with just a big leaf, but it works just the same.
Versus an herbaceous cutting where the stem is green. This is lemon balm. And you always want to pinch the lower leaves, right, Viv?
Yes. That's what I did with the the vine.
To expose a node for the roots to help develop.
Oh, it smells so good. So we're just gonna stick all these bad boys in here.
It's making quite a pretty little vase.
A little bouquet. And you do want to change out the water. About every week or so, you would change out the water just to replenish the nutrients that are in the water.
Keep it from getting slimy.
You may want to add plant food, liquid plant food into your water, because a lot of water, especially city water, will have incorrect amounts of what plants need. So that'll help.
So if you had access to rainwater, that would probably be the first choice.
That would be nice. That would be good.
Or other types of filtered or spring water.
So this is a little thing here that I took, but I kind of forgot about it, so it's a little wrinkly. We're gonna try anyway. But I am gonna do a fresh cut on the end.
And what does that do?
It just gets rid of, you see the old end. It had already started scarring over. And it wasn't really a proper cut. It was I had pinched the leaf off. And then here we got a fresh new cut. And you can see where the water can just go right in. So we're gonna stick that in there too, just to see. Look at that wrinkly boy. All right, I'm gonna put the rest of these little rosemaries. So again, just pinch off the bottom bit of leaves. Do this last little sad elephant ear just to see.
There they are.
But again, I'm gonna cut anew. And if you cut diagonally, it increases the surface area of the stem where it can suck up water. So if you wanted to do that, actually go for that one. All right, so that's about as much as this little vase will hold. But you got yourself a little bouquet of cuttings.
Smells good.
It smells really good.
And then for our succulent leaf cuttings,
Those are a little easier and a little...
we literally just have a leaf from the plant. And all we're gonna do for that is lay it flat on top of wet soil. Now this one, because it's so rounded, I want this end to be in the soil. So I might take that and kind of poke it in like that and lift it up a little.
The thing with succulent plantings or succulent propagating is, like she said, you can literally just pinch off a leaf, break off a leaf. But you do want it to kind of dry a little bit before you, like, wait a couple days before you stick it into the soil. It allows the...
That one's starting to grow. Little roots already, just sitting on a paper towel.
Yeah.
So those roots I'll point towards the soil and just wait patiently.
And so the old leaf will start to shrivel and just kind of disappear, and a whole new plant will begin to start, and it's really tiny and cute, and it'll grow.
Yay! So we love succulents and we love growing from cuttings. It's a great way to get free plants if you have a friend that has plants that you like. A lot of times you can take a cutting or a leaf cutting and you can propagate your own. That is how Vivian has pretty much filled her entire dorm room.
I have over 30 plants now in my dorm room.
I think she might have the bug, guys. It's starting with houseplants, but I'm pretty confident that once she has her own yard and property, she's probably going to be growing all those great organic vegetables that she loves to eat as well. Start them young, guys.
Hopefully from this I'm going to have my own rosemary and lemon balm, so I'll have a little bit of herb.
Yeah. So you can totally make your kid into a total plant nerd. It's easy. Just start them when they're young, because she's been around plants her whole life she became obsessed. And she didn't show obsession until she was grown, so.
It took me a little while.
Yeah. And then the next thing that I'm gonna pot up are these. These are dragon fruit cacti. And so I'm just gonna point this little spot into the ground and leave them standing up in the soil. So if these grow, we're gonna have our own fruit. And that's gonna be awesome. I will have to bring them in the winter, but we can do that. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time.
And we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.
Peace. Now this was a hollow piece of log that I filled with soil, and I'm going to use that for all of the little succulent pieces I got from my mom's house that I'm hoping will grow. So it's going to be a mix of different types of succulents. So all of these little pieces I'm going to spread throughout this length, and it'll be a nice windowsill piece. These string of pearls, I love these. I had some in one of my other succulents. I tried to separate and propagate more, and I damaged them somehow. Like, they didn't like it at all, which is weird because they're usually something that's pretty easy to propagate. So I'm hoping that I have better luck this time. I got various leaves. I'm not sure which ones are going to do well. Some of them have already started to go completely downhill, but I'm going to add them in there in case there's any life left in them that might want to propagate. And I'll just put these neat looking ones. They look like gumdrops. Separate them a little bit. And some of this down here. I don't know if it'll do any good. It looks like it's pretty far gone. And then some of these other ones that are kind of shriveled up, we'll just sprinkle the rest of these throughout the pot and hope some of them propagate. Some of them had little roots on them already, so I think they'll be alright. Some of them are a little further gone. But you just lay the leaf on the surface of the soil to allow the roots to start going down into the soil. Alright, wish us luck. Hopefully we get some new growth on these leaf cuttings and the dragon fruit. And then these are hardy succulents. These are cold hardy, so they should do well. I got big pieces of them, so look at this one's already got little roots on it. I don't know if you can see it, but that's just since I picked it at my sister's house. These were out in the snow, so I know they'll do great.